that heating pad that you're wearing? How's it feel?
It feels good.
Do you love it? Do you love it like I love you? I think Mom's feeling better. I still feel like an ass sandwich. Do I want headphones? I need a distraction. Yeah, even though my head is killing me. I'll power through. I will power through. I will persevere. I will. The bullshit I've had to keep this woman comfortable. It's just like happening because I've had to him in the face and biting into the nose off and smacking him upside the head and doing all these violent. So I am concussed. It's still there. That was an odd divine intervention. I have a concussion. And then I looked at a picture of what the sun's doing. See, I don't look at reality like everybody else, and evidently the sun's doing this, and that's kind of how my head feels.
So moving on.
So I look at it as more like a satellite. And whatever it blasts, right? When the sun blasts, it's information, it's data, it's light, it's electricity. That's all energy is. The no play space, the place where all the last breaths go. I just keep doing this all day long. Well, it throws out storylines, and we live out the storylines. And so, like, when we don't have, I look at it like this. Where's that one app? I have an app that kind of accentuates this. It's this Astro Future. And if you look at it like this, the planet's like this, right?
Yes.
And then, where's Earth? There's Earth at the top. So when the solar flares go out this way, not Earth direct, it's accentuating these planets, and it lights this up in people's charts. And then people feel some kind of way. Yeah. And then they go out into the world, and then they act some kind of way. Yeah. And that is how they control us. And they use science like the Hawkins Scale. The Hawkins Scale. Mom, you feeling better? Mom's been sick too, so I'm real excited Mom's chatty. She's got a heating pad on right now around her shoulders. And so she's getting a nice hug for an hour or so. So Mom's chatty, and she's being stimulated by the activity potentials of what's happening everywhere between the sum of all parts. What's up? I couldn't stay away from, like, I was just being a little bitch this morning. Yeah, that's what Mom said. So the Hawkins map of consciousness, it's a logarithmic scale from 0 to 1,000, developed by Dr. David R. Hawkins, ranking human emotions and consciousness levels. It identifies 200 as the critical dividing line between force, destructive lower emotions like fear, anger, shame, and power, constructive higher states like courage, love, and peace. The key aspects in map of consciousness. Logarithmic nature, the scale is not linear. Everything's secular. Small increases in numerical value representing massive jumps in energy and influence. The critical pivot 200 to 200 is courage. Below 200, consciousness is contradictive, driven by survival and fear. At 200, one moves into empowerment, truth, and life-affirming attitudes. And then it has the level low to high. Okay, I'll just go through those quick. Less than 200 is force, shame, 20, guilt, 30, apathy, 50, grief, 75, fear 100, desire 125, anger 150, pride 175.
170.
Above 200, power, courage, courage 200, neutrality 250, willingness 310, acceptance 350, reason 400, love 500, joy 540, peace 600, enlightenment 7 to 1000. Applications: the scale is used for personal development to understand, process, and the raise one emotional state. Mechanism: Hawkins claimed to use kinesiology, muscle testing. My heels is yes, my toes is no. Ma, are you feeling better? I go back on my feet. I'm a teeter totter because the universe is always telling me yes, no, yes, no, yes, no, and I'm like whoa. And I got a stellium in Pisces, so I'm not real steady on my feet. I have a lot of pressure fractures, and I got my mom's feet, but at least they weren't clubbed like she had it. So God gave me good feet so I can carry her, because society doesn't exist to take care of people. Systems exist as welfare. You know how they look down on people with welfare? You need welfare, go to the state and get welfare because you don't have enough. Well, how many moms didn't account for their husbands to go just, put it every place they felt like it, and like plans change, and sometimes people need support, and that's what this country sold me on, and it was a lie. And so now I'm telling the truth, and I'm ratting on all them sons of bitches, cause they've been playing Risk and Stratego, those old stupid games with us, and it's men like this. Do men like this, do they seem wonderful to you? Men like this, lecherous slime balls that throw their own mother and sister to the wolves. Yeah. You can't help who you're related to. You just have to get over it. And so I like that, Cat Williams. We think a lot alike. We do. I just went to Fake Wars, and he talks about the Illuminati. So they're all connected, because Washington, D.C. and Hollywood both exist to keep people in these lower vibrational frequencies. So their heads are distracted by what their hearts should be doing. I saw some. I don't like government because it's a bunch of poli-sci is acting class. It is. It's where they learn about things like political posturing. I remember, because I'm always cognizant about what's going on in the world because of my military experience. So I pay attention, and he's one of these.
Yes.
He's one of these. He is. Let's see. Where is it? Did I put it in favorites? Damn it. I have so many pictures. He is one of these. You know what that patch means? Because they wear their little patches to say we're so important. You know what the upside down cross represents? The black one? Saturn, worship. Yeah, it does. He is a jag. He's a jackass. And look at this. I got to go to I was always the doting fucking sister. I looked up to this guy. And when I called him 5 years ago, I said, dude, Jerry, things didn't work out the way I planned. I need some help. Could you help me? He said, I'm going to help you by not helping you. And I was like, what? And then now after we moved to New Mexico, we found out he's a fucking Freemason. He's a Freemason. The guy works for the state of California. He is a writer for the script that puts people sad and makes them sad, so they drink too much and they do terrible things, And I'm not buying into the program. I won't do it. And I've been keeping track for a lot of years because, you know, my head hurts, but I felt this before.
Oh.
The time that I showed up at his house and he looked at me livid.
Yeah.
My dad dropped me off.
Oh.
I was 16.
Oh.
I was the kid.
Yeah.
And mom, and somehow they all arranged it so dad would dump me off in Sacramento and then mom would pick me up and take me home. But evidently Jerry didn't get the message.
Oh.
And so mom showed up and it's shot, and Jerry he don't like surprises.
Oh.
And so he threw her out, and then I showed up, and then he freaked out on me.
Oh.
Dude just got out of basic training. He was a state wrestling champion. I was a 16-year-old girl that loved her brother and walked in on this fucker, attacked me, and slammed my fucking head to the ground.
Oh.
So my head has felt like this before, but I am Aries. Ruled by the head. And then I'm reminded by his scar that he got 2 scars.
Oh.
He has 1 scar, but he cut it open twice because he doesn't learn lessons.
Oh.
I was an alcoholic 13 years. I hurt people. I only cared about me is what I did, and evidently that hurts people.
Oh.
It's from what I understand, and then I went to the path of recovery, and I got, I'm dealing with, and then the VA put me on a bunch of meds, and then I had to fucking fight my spirit against the meds, and woo, won there too, and now it's all coming out that they're just all bullies. They just all hate women. They all party and, and they all say they do it for our own good. And God, it's amazing all these shows about, people are starting to come together. Like what happened to Obama's chef. Like what happens to the chefs. The chefs disappear because they don't want to fucking feed people. They don't want to do that. They don't want to live in a world where that exists. Yet the elites, they are very important people that run this world. Dude, they pay themselves like multi-million dollars. And it's been a year since nothing about Emily Pike. It's the year anniversary. And people are going around acting stupid about fucking Valentine's Day, which is another fucking fraternal order of bullshit. It's more ritual shit, and it's just I just have to let it go in my belly. I just let it go in your belly. Don't get mad about it. You can't take it on. You gotta stay happy, because you gotta be a part of the sum of all parts that, is trudging this road to happy destiny when the deck is stacked by a bunch of Nepo bitches that have lizard skin and hearts because they all live in those lower vibrational frequencies. And now the more people talk about things, the more it's going to be real. So yeah, they plant seeds on TV, people talk about it, and that's our reality. I've been picturing reality since I was a little girl, but I live in the no place space. I live where everybody's thoughts go. So when I get around people, I have to try not to get into their thoughts because I don't need to know. Because whether people like me or they don't, it's none of my business. It has nothing to do with me. So even if they like me real lots, okay. If they hate me real lots, okay. I gotta show up in the world in a balanced place because I am a Heyoka. I am 2 spirits, the masculine and the feminine. I come from both sides of my head. I am ambidextrous. I can wiggle my ears. I'm a clown, I'm a jokester, not a midnight toaster. I'm in bed. I have to keep a schedule, and I have a hard time sleeping as it is. Actually, I was going pretty good about 3 o'clock, but I've been making Mom drink extra water, so she had to get up. She had to get up at night in the nighttime to. She's feeling better though, huh, Mom?
Yeah.
Do you like that? Do you want me to turn it up a little more? The heating pad?
No.
No? Okay. It's hard on old people when they get sick. But she's on the. I'm gonna. We got turmeric and ginger tea. We got magnesium. Chicken broth. She ate. I made a tuna melt for lunch, and she ate. You ate the whole thing. I had a couple bites, but I'm going through some sort of energetic shift, so I have no. I don't have any kind of appetite at all. I haven't had. I think I jacked my. I know I jacked my stomach up. Because sometimes I drink coffee, and sometimes I drink coffee consecutively, but I put milk in it and I fucked myself. So I'm resetting because my gut is my first brain. My gut tells me that something's wrong before my head knows. Because when I get around people, because I can't tell if they're disingenuous is hard for me. I can't tell. Like people are hard, sometimes hard for me to read. But like I said, but that's just like how they're presenting themselves, because people make fun of me. I get made fun of a lot. I always got made fun of a lot. I entertain people. I'm one of them people pleasers because I couldn't do anything else, so if I could just make them laugh, they'd want to keep me around. But they were making fun of me because I had a speech impediment, and they just make me say the same stupid words over and over. And I was one of those kids that was always misgendered. Because they play with nature, man. They put stuff in mom when I was a baby. Blockers. So I get destiny swapping and it fucking sucks, dude. It sucks. I get transgenders. I get it. You feel like that there's a life you're supposed to live. It was the life you were supposed to live, but somebody took it away from you. But God don't make junk, so just make good with what you got, man. Don't fucking cut yourself up. You're letting them win. You're letting them win. I used to want to be a little boy. That's how they break you. I don't want to be a man who needs the broken parts. Last year they spent, how much? $58 billion on Viagra, male enhancement drugs. In the military. I don't want that. I don't want to have to take Viagra to make a woman satisfied. I sure, I'm okay in that area, even though it's been a decade. That's funny. That is funny. 10 years celibate, that doesn't happen much. To a 50, no. I'm not ugly. I've always been a prude. I've always been a prude. Because what happened when I was a 10-month-old baby? It turned everything on sexually. That's how they make the sex kitten. It worked with Jenna Jameson. We were born the same day. She went with the program. I didn't. Hugh Hefner, I'm not born on his. Look at all the like. I'm taking care of my mom. You think any of those people would just okay? I'm gonna get away from like what I did to do all the things that I did to just not do them anymore. Because like, okay, mom, we're just gonna hang out. Because I promised you when I was 15, I'd never put you in a home. When every place I look, people are putting their parents in assisted living that's 10, 12 grand a month. You think they're going to leave you any inheritance? No, it's all going to go to freaking a la carte bullshit. Because this country's shit. And I'm sorry for my service. And the fact that people still have parades and their stupid little holidays. And they're, they still pretend like planet Earth is 3Dville. They're going to have a harder time. And the way I see it, it's a collapse. A calamity is different to anybody. I saw a video, somebody put up a box, wrote a note on a box and posted a TikTok because he was so sad. Because the city said they weren't going to do it, but killed his best friend and put his dog down.
Oh.
And he was looking for, and like, there's just people that are just trying to fucking live on this stupid alien ant farm. Well, you know, Disney World, or what was it? Some dude live streaming in San Diego, and what was homeboy doing? There's like 1,000 people on the beach looking at the seals, and I said, "Look, it's a people zoo for the seals." Could you imagine being the seal, just chilling, living your life, and you see all these dummies taking pictures of you, just all Googling at you? Could you imagine that? I see seals practically every time I go to the beach, so I don't understand why people, what's the thing? I grew up in Morro Bay, though, and Morro Bay, they had a seal in a tank. Sugar. Outside one of the restaurants. I love it when they go down. I just want to go see Sugar. Let's go see Sugar. I show up one time and the tank's empty. My dad said they made seal soup.
Seal soup.
And I was like, nah. I just come from gross people. My grandpa used to play strip poker with me when I was like 2 or 3. My brother never lost. I won a lot.
That's good.
If getting down to your little skivvies is winning. I didn't know this stuff wasn't, they just told me to go along to get along and be a good sport. And then later in life I hear about Leon Pineda came over and ate dinner. Well, that's nice. Edith W. Hessick. Walton. Relative to Isaac Walton. Isaac Walton wrote the very first fishing book called The Angler, The Complete Angler. There's a whole institution. I go on their Facebook page sometimes and I'm like, I'm related to this guy. Okay. Like, that's my grandma. She's there. Yeah. She showed me the book one time and told me the story about how it was really old and how it was like the first copy. It wasn't the first copy, but it was a really old copy because he wrote it back in 15 something or 16. It was we had on my father's side, the Freemasons. Someone was in the room that I have their blood in me. So of course I'm going to stand up and talk about what bullshit all this brother fraternal order butt stuff is ending. Because people aren't buying the lies anymore. They can't sell the lies. You can't keep people loyal to scumbags. They just don't deserve it. They don't deserve it. They don't deserve it. They don't deserve it. All the trash heaps. All the freaking stupid cops that pull single moms over and that they're just at their wits' end. And then so here's a $1,500 ticket. But they're driving around in fucking cars. Single moms should be driving around in cars. There should be universal income, $2,000 for every person on the planet, just for being alive. There should be gardens and fruits and vegetables everywhere. There should be... Whoa! Sorry. You want to go there, hon? No one wants to go walk around. I just unplugged that. I'll wrap it up. There should be more. There's, like, I listened to this little tidbit on Congress, that they were asking all of these people that own hospitals. The same people, I knew this from back when I worked in Creighton, but whatever. The same people own the pharmacies. So they own the insurance companies. And then so they approve what the hospitals do. But they just decide. Like, they play with people's lives. They keep people tortured. So say people get sick and then it feeds their stupid system. But I have all kinds of ideas on how to make people feel better. Because I've had to use these things. Because I only have natural alternatives to make me feel better. Because I got to take care of mom. So I get massages. I get really good massages. And the last couple of times she used those Himalayan hot rocks.
Oh, hot rock.
And then, I try to exercise. And I try to take care of myself. And then I go out in the world and I try to find other people that exercise and take care of themselves and, you know, take care of other people. I just can't find those people, man. I just can't. All right. Anyway, I'm going to let Luna out. What is she doing? I don't know. Does she want to go? I don't know if she does or not. I should probably go anyway and rest. I think I did okay. The first part of this is dope. Just the first 5 minutes of this video, or even like the first 3 minutes, 5 minutes, 600 seconds, I'd say, is really informative. That's where I talk about the Hawkins Scale, which is funny because Hawkins is my dead sister's last name. Well, that was her last married name. And then I think she went back to Hessig. That's how I was like, because I'd been in touch with her a couple years before she died. We had been messaging a little bit. I'd send her some money. Because I just, you know, I was never around. And so I wanted her to come see me real bad, but she was living that lifestyle that I won't live no more. And she was working at a dive bar in Glendale, Arizona, and biker chick and all that stuff. And I remember telling my dad one time, Dad, I think I'm going to get a bike. I think it's time for me to get a hog, get a nice lowrider. And he's like, nah, people like you shouldn't get motorcycles. People like you die on motorcycles. Oh, okay. And then my sister died on a motorcycle. So I just always thought that was really bizarre. Rest in peace, Six. I hope she's got my 6 in the nose place space. So, I know what evil is because I grew up around it. Good girl. And I know how to see it in others. He used to do this thing. Where he would grab me right here and he would just, and I'm talking like 5 years old.
Wow.
I get yelled at for having a speech impediment. Yeah. All you have to do is tell your brain to raise it. It's not hard. I got called retard and stuff like that all the time.
Oh.
Yeah. So, I really try not to be mean to people, but when I see other people that are mean, I just gotta give them a little taste of their own medicine. It's kind of the Heyoka in me. It's kind of what I do. I just treat people the way they treat people more. And they really don't like it. Checked out my pinned video with Deputy Doofus of Taos County. That's my viral video. My one video that went viral, probably over 1 million views at this point. I guess that would maybe be viral. It isn't even my face, but it's my voice. Going, you know why I pulled you over? Because your Taos high school education failed. Yeah. My horoscope even says that I could potentially have enemies in the police, in law enforcement, in the military. Well, of course, because I make fun of their butt stuff. They never like it. I always made fun of the gays, and they don't like it. They get so sensitive. They get so testy. They get so, especially those Pisces men and those Geminis and those Cancer men. Just, oh, you just all in charge. Oh. They're just a bunch of gay men in little costumes going around freaking leveling real estate so they could build new hotels. That's what they're doing, construction. That's whenever they go bomb it. That's what we do. We're gonna make a hotel here. And who's into hotels? The president. So why do you think he's doing all this stuff? So when he's done, he can just pop up his little Trump towers all over the world, like on, because what was he in Back to the Future? Because I mean, he's in, like, he's probably, I what show was I watching and they mentioned Donald Trump from, like, the Golden Girls, like, the guy has been they have been setting him up, like I said, Hollywood and Washington D.C. both exist to create a contrived reality. We're going to show people what to think, and the people will think it, and they will be scared, and on this day they will be excited, and on this day they will be sad, and all the while we're just going to be using all these underground freaking tunnels and passageways and everything and taking all this advantage, right? And then we'll just eat off them, because they literally eat off us. They really do. They literally are feeding off humans. And if you notice, because I used to work at Creighton University, and I'd start, and there's tunnels under there. I've done videos before where I showed a screenshot. It's right between the cathedral, the cathedral, the main whatever, and the library where I worked down in the student service desk. And they have this, like, it looks like an air vent. Okay? Well, if you lay down and roll, it goes down into a room. So it's a roof, but it looks like a bench where just people sit on. And that goes to the underground temp. People go missing on universities, and notice that they always have missions next to universities. Missions and universities. It's always by the host row where there's junkies, because both population of people get so intoxicated that they could get disappeared and they don't know it. Okay? And then you have Creighton security, that's their own police department, that does their own reports that aren't very intelligent. And oftentimes things don't even go to Omaha police. We'll take care of it. And then what happens is, like, the school gets like a $50,000 endowment. I worked there when that I think it's funny. Sloan Bella, she cracks me up. Michael Jordan's a woman. Well, Michael Jordan's son came to play at Creighton, and I was so annoyed because I just wanted to go home, and there's just these people everywhere. I bet sports are just a nuisance. Sports are just a loosh harvesting thing. They're just a suck. And all the people that gather and impede the progress of others so that they can sit and go, yay! Yay! Like, what jerk-offs? Whole planet's owned by jerk-offs. But see, I can say that because I'm a prude. I'm a total prude. So everybody's a pervert as far as I'm concerned. You know? So I'm not culpable in the downfall of this civilization. I was like, when I was young, I'd be like, Mom, why do people have kids? Like, what is the reason that people have kids? Is that something that people even talk about? They want to put the best part of them into this child. Look at the world, dude. The meek are inheriting the earth. Everybody's autistic. I was one of the first autistics. They said in 1987 that I was autistic, Asperger's, and I could never remember the Asperger's word, but I'd say artistic. I'd say I'm artistic, and then I draw all the time because I'm artistic, and that's what artistic people do. So I'm one of the OG Aussies, and I've tried to navigate through this planet, and I masked well enough to get awards in the military. Look at this thing. Not like your dad that was in the military. Most people's dads that were in the military don't have awards like this from the military. They don't. But this bitch does. Senior Airman Margaret Hessig, 55th Maintenance Squadron. Airman of the Corridor, April, July. And then I won The one I missed group. I was right under group. I almost won it for the whole base off it. That's where George Bush came on 9/11, don't you know? I hung my finger out the door and gave him the bird out the load bank door. I already had to glue this with 2-part epoxy once because the old what do you call it? Trophy maker just ain't what they used to be. But you know what? I don't need all this. I just keep it as a souvenir mostly. But when I was a kid, I painted this picture. So this, I just noticed this. Okay. So when I was 15, I painted these.
Oh,
This is
that's
right
nice.
before Mom got hurt.
Oh.
I painted these. They're oil.
Oil.
No, wait. I stand corrected. These are watercolor. These are watercolor. I stand corrected. So this is 1989. That detail on his eye is pretty dope. You know, because they have all these autistic kids, but they don't got to grow up and have to take care of Mom, though. They don't got to go off and fight fake wars and get 8 anthrax vaccine and constantly have the fucking world trying to tear you down. So maybe I should pick up art again. You know what art is? To me, art is people tuning into the no play space and putting it onto the tangibles. That's what it is to me. Anyway, that's what I got for now. Thanks for hanging out. Have a